All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you all. R Pink, much love to you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for modding for me. Yes, guys, please do hit the like button on your way in. Please do hit the like button if you do get any sort of insight into the market from this live stream. We do have some action happening here today, guys, and we are rejecting from the top of that channel. And if we also throw on our trend-based Fibonacci extinction and we look at our ABC correction targets, you can see that we are rejecting between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236 Fibonacci extinction. We very slightly front ran that 1.236, but in an ABC correction, that zone is your main zone, and we are seeing a repeat, a fractal, and I let you guys know all week about this last week, how we could see a fractal of what happened here before dumping. We could be seeing that on a lower time frame. So welcome in, everybody. Crypto Wander 5813, good afternoon to you. Quiles 1100, what's up, Pito? Good job to see you, or good to see you. TXRX, welcome in. Patrick Schooner, thank you guys for being here. Ryan Hinson, good afternoon. Travi Trades, Senior Traversa, what's up, man? So guys, we are seeing Bitcoin take a bit of a tumble after hitting into that target, hitting into that 1-to-1 correction zone. And there's a couple things that I showed in yesterday's video. So if you caught yesterday's video, this might be a little bit of a review to you, but we have Bitcoin hitting up into our resistance area. And remember, this resistance area was also our purple box of resistance on the chart. Let me grab that. I believe. Here we go. That big purple box of resistance, this was kind of our area to expect the bigger rejection. And we're losing. So a couple things here. We're hitting into the top of that box. We're back testing the top of that box. And now what we're seeing on the lower time frames is we're starting to lose our pitchfork band. You can see we lost it. We bounced from that 1-to-1 target. And I talked about this earlier today in the Telegram. So there is still a potential, because the lack of confirmations, that we're going to make one more local high. Also, remember, we didn't quite hit that 1.236 fib extinction yet of the larger fib extinction. If we look at this larger fib extinction here, 67,331, we didn't quite hit it yet. It was barely front ran. And so could we be seeing another kind of pullback here, a three-wave corrective move, hitting into our channel midline and our 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction? Also, it is going to be the back test of our 4-month long range, the value area low. You can see the value area low is there. And I said in yesterday's video, if we do see a corrective move down and back test this value area low and hold it, I would expect a new high, and potentially even coming up to 68.4, 68.5. But if we start to lose it, if we start to fall back inside of here, then I would say, okay, the top is probably in, and we're going to see some bigger dumps to the downside. I will still be looking for long at this box of support. We have really nice support here. I covered in yesterday's video. I'll get into that in just a little bit as well. But you can see on the lower time frames, we have lost that pitchfork band, bounced, tried to reclaim, and so far we are not able to reclaim our pitchfork band. So likely right now on very low time frames, we could come down and make another new daily low below this low that occurred earlier today. Now, as we were coming down to this low earlier today, I let you guys know in the Telegram, I was taking profit on some of that short position. I took 50% out of the short position. I shorted once we lost $66,800 POC. And I did take some of the profit here on that $66,000 short, 66.8 short, 50% out. This A, B, C, we could be seeing this be done. And then we want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make new highs. But so far, I don't like what we're seeing in this little move up here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe some sort of contracting diagonal, but it doesn't look too good. Even this here looks like a smaller three-wave corrective move, and it looks like we're going to come down and take out the local lows. There is a couple other trades that I'm looking at on Near Protocol. There's a trade that I was looking at. We also have Aerodrome popping off pretty nice today. Aerodrome, Aero USDT or USD. We're bouncing from the reclaim, or we broke through that naked weekly point of control. We rejected our 786, but we're bouncing from our naked weekly point of control. And with Aerodrome, the way it's pumping right now, I do think we could get a move all the way up to SFP these local highs into that daily level at 5692, 0.5692. This looks impulsive to me. I mean, 1 2 1 2, you got your big third wave here. So even if we get some pullbacks, I would maybe be expecting this to come up to take out these highs here. And also, if we look at this move down, this looks far more like a three-wave corrective move to the downside, making a higher low overall. Even though it was just barely, we made a higher low. So yeah, we have some possible local scalp trade opportunities, short trade opportunities if we come up into this area with some bear divs. I would want to see some pullbacks, some 4-5s coming in here first, which could take a couple days to play out. But there's some trades. But let's get back to Bitcoin. So what essentially I've been looking at on Bitcoin on the larger time frames is a impulse down in a wave 1. We had our small corrective move in a wave 2. We finished our big wave 3 coming down to $59,000. And essentially I've been looking for a wave 4 corrective move to come up between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. And if we pull those targets from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3, let me make sure that's on there properly. There we go. And we look at our wave 4 targets, you can see we are in that zone between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. And if this is a confirmed 3-wave corrective move that is over, then we would expect, just like when this 3-wave corrective move ended, we saw an impulse to the downside. We would be expecting this 3-wave corrective move to be done and an impulse to the downside, and the target would be to take out your wave 3 lows. But we could come even a little bit lower, down to, $57.9 to $56,000. Tomorrow we do have FOMC, and it's the first FOMC meeting with the new chair. That is going to be an interesting meeting, and that could cause uncertainty in the market. Now, what do the markets hate most of all? They hate uncertainty most of all. They would rather have knowingly bearish news than uncertainty. And when the market does have uncertainty, it tends to sell off or crash. And that could be a catalyst tomorrow, depending on how this FOMC goes. I know that we also do have some bullish news in, bullish fundamental news with what's happening with the peace deal and the potential end to the war happening with Iran. So a lot to look at, guys. I think this week is going to be a very volatile week of trading. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity to trade the crypto markets. And let's just do our best to catch those moves with proper risk management. If you guys aren't in a short right now, you did have a little bit of an opportunity to get into the short like last night, or at least where I'm at in the world, it was overnight here on the back test of that POC. Because yesterday during the video, we were dropping here. We bounced locally just to back test that POC, and that was also your golden pocket area. So when you miss the overall highs, you can look for that after a local bearish break in market structure, that lower high, and short that lower high, because that could be that big, next area to look for the short, the next best position to look for the short. Right now, man, okay, the thing we're seeing right now with Bitcoin is if we are going to make another new low, there is going to be a way to count this as a contracting diagonal, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some sort of contracting diagonal in here. And if that's the case, that could still be considered a motive wave, right? So all of this could be a wave 1 where we make one more new low. We could see a wave 2, and then we could see our big 3, 4, 5s coming in. And ultimately, we would be looking for that to take out your 59K lows. So that third wave is probably going to be a lot stronger. Honestly, if that's the case, if we're going to see some sort of contracting diagonal in here for a wave 1, we get the 3-wave move up for wave 2. Our third wave, the first sub count of the third wave is probably going to bring us down to that 63.4. Then we might get a move up 3, 4, and then 5. And then that would only be your third wave, right? There's 5 waves impulse within a third wave. I'm running out of real estate. That's why that looks so low down here. But there, and then you would be looking for something like that, right? Overall, that bigger 5-wave move down over the next few weeks. All right, let me check the chat here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Welcome in, everybody. Roblox is on New York Stock Exchange. Okay, Roblox is in. Tommy, welcome in as well. BTC is taking the stairs up to take the elevator down. 42K BTC coming summer. Well, yes, Tommy, I do think we're overall still in the bear market, and I do think that we are seeing these corrective moves up, right? One thing that we see in bear markets is oftentimes in bear markets, you see these corrective moves. Oh, okay, let's see. Near is hitting. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to see if near SFP's this low, I would be potentially interested in taking along here. What I'm looking at, by the way, for near is a bigger flat in here. Flat, and then this could even be a smaller flat and push up here. I don't know. That's honestly, it's not the best because if this is a bigger flat, you really wanted to see this be the low. Or if you're counting this as an impulse, you know, you got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this was a double bottom here. 4, 5, 4, 5. You would be looking for one more low to finish this C wave impulse to the downside. But it's not the best count here for this. And this thing might keep dumping. This thing might keep continuing down. By the way, on Near Protocol over the weekend, I gave you guys 2 purple boxes to look at. Let me go ahead and zoom out on this. And we were looking at this guy here, which was our 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction target, our 0.5 wave 4 correction, and your POC was in there. We busted pretty much straight through that, but we came up to our bigger resistance up here, golden pocket, and it's your 1.236 trend-based Fibonacci extinction target. And this could really start pushing down here. We could start seeing a pretty big dump on Near Protocol. Because overall, this 3-wave corrective move, we wanted to see this impulse continue. So if this is an A wave here, B wave, you wanted to see this be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We needed to make a higher low and then another 5 to finish that. And then we could have rolled over, but it looks like it's dumping now. It's not rolling over. Obviously, I'm not taking the SFP long unless we get that SFP long, and it doesn't look like right now we are getting that SFP long. Yeah. Doesn't look like we're going to get it. Let me see. Is Bitcoin dumping as well? Somewhat. What I'll say on Bitcoin is this now is most likely confirmed to be a 3-wave corrective move because we've just taken out those higher lows in here. So because we took out all these semi-equal higher lows, this is far more likely to be an A, B, C. And now we're likely to make new daily lows today. Continue this move to the downside. And anyways, on this move to the downside, guys, this is why, by the way, this is why Coinbase, I know that Coinbase is having some major problems recently with its API and TradingView and everything. But Coinbase levels are the best levels. I mean, the Coinbase chart tends to be respected the most, in my opinion. If we look at the different exchanges here on the market, I pulled just a simple parallel channel from the low to that golden pocket higher low up to your first major high. And where did we end on the Coinbase chart? I mean, let's zoom out into the 2-hour. You can see we ended directly hitting into the top of that channel. Like, so perfect that when we got up there, by the way, I was letting you guys know it's not showing weakness, but this could be a rejection area. If we look at Bybit, same exact channel, but pulled from the Bybit wicks, low, higher, low, high, you can see we wicked up past that channel just a bit. Well, Binance was a little bit better, but Coinbase is always the level to watch for me. Coinbase is always the chart to watch for me. And man, once again, respected to the exact dollar. We still have not lost the value area low yet of our 4-month long range. And so until we start to lose it, I can't get super bearish yet. I can't get super bearish yet until we start to lose this about 65.3. $65,300. If we start to close hourly and especially 4-hour candles back underneath that low or that value area low, then I think that this was a larger breakdown. Let me go to the 8-hour chart. This is obviously our 4-month long range that we've been in. We broke it to the downside with volume. We saw our 3-wave corrective move to bearishly backtest it. And because our POC was so close to the value area low, we wicked inside a little bit to hit the POC. And then if we lose it again, you're likely to see that impulse continuing to take out the 59K lows. So it's very crucial right now for the bulls to hold $65,300 and to see a bounce here and continue to make new highs. Now, at the same time, we've been looking at the USDT chart, USDT dominance chart for added confirmation. And just like Bitcoin rejected from the top of its ascending channel, USDT dominance had a little bit of a bounce from its descending channel, right? And overall, we were looking at for the past few months, this descending channel here, a 3-wave corrective move, bouncing from the 382, bouncing from the naked weekly and the daily. We were expecting an impulse up from here, and we got an impulse up from here. Now, that impulse doesn't look like it's completed yet. And after we took out the channel highs, after we took some liquidity from the channel highs, and if I go on to the daily time frame, you can see this a little bit better. Just a couple wicks past it, but our daily candle bodies closed at those highs. We are seeing a bit of a pullback, and I let you guys know about this actually earlier last week. I let you guys know we could see a 3-wave corrective move before ultimately taking out those 9.5% double highs that we have from the last bear market. So we were looking at, if we see a corrective move, watch for the bearish backtest or the bullish backtest of the value area high that we're breaking out of. If we bounce from here, then you would expect new highs to be made. Now, USDT dominance. Let's zoom in here, because is the low end, are we bouncing from the bottom of the channel? Meaning that Bitcoin is going to dump now, and that the 3-wave corrective move is over, and now we're going to start to impulse to the upside again. Well, if we look on the 1-hour chart, I don't like how we front ran the value area high backtest, but also the move up that we're seeing so far on USDT looks a little bit corrective, and we did reject from our wave 4 target, or from a corrective move target. That's 0.5, and it's also our channel midline. So could we be seeing now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on lower time frames, one more move down to actually hit that value area low at 8.11%? I actually do have an alert. You can see I have an alert set there at 8.11%, because if we start to come down and start to bounce from that area and Bitcoin is at resistance, I will be looking to compound a short position. We do have some bear divs on the chart suggesting that we might make a move down. Might make another move down, which means that Bitcoin could be pumping locally. You see this 3-wave corrective move. There's bear divs between these highs. So we could make another move down here. Okay, let me see here. Roblox. Yeah, Eric, we'll check out some of the altcoins and also stocks in just a little bit. No, what's up, man? Much love from South America. Thank you for tuning in. Arrow was a perfect short from the 50-cent zone. 5th wave alert was triggered today. Nice, man. Did you get in on that? Hissan Quasi 3900. Did you get in on that short? Ignore the peace narrative. It won't end well. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rekit-chun. You know, I honestly am not aware or educated enough about that to truly understand what's going on there. So I just saw the news that there could be one, and I knew the markets pumped a little bit on Sunday from that. LTC has broken structure on the 1 hour and 4 hour too. Yeah, we'll check some of the altcoins in just a bit. Preparing for war. Much love to you, man, and good afternoon to you as well. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance. We could see a roll down. That means Bitcoin would pump locally, but after that roll down, I would really be expecting a much bigger move to the upside, because so far this channel looks corrective to me, guys. This does look corrective. Now, in the bullish case scenario, for right now, the immediate bullish case scenario for USDT, which would mean the immediate bearish case scenario for the rest of the crypto market, is that this is a completed 3-wave move, and we're forming some 1-2s in here. 1, 2, 1, 2. We could get that big explosion in a 3, or we could even get another 1-2, right? You could keep stacking 1-2s, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then you could get that explosion, and then you could start to get those 4-5s coming in. But we, right now we just don't have enough clarity until we either take out the local high or this higher low here. We have to wait for a little bit more information to come. But on Bitcoin, we have had that clarity. Let me go ahead and delete some of this. On Bitcoin, if we go back to the Bitcoin charts, we have had that clarity now because we did take out this lower high here, and you have your low, lower high, and now a lower low. So we've confirmed some bearish market structure. Was it Bitcoin I was just talking about, or was that Near Protocol? I'm sorry, guys. I'm mixing stuff up here. Let me just zoom in. Oh, yeah, it was Bitcoin on this lower time frames. Right here. On the lower time frames, you can see that with the move up that we've seen from this morning's low, we have now confirmed most likely that this is an ABC that's finished, and we are going to take out the daily low because we have broken market structure bearishly. We broke that higher low market structure. So, yeah, it's likely we make new local lows here. Alex Becco, what's up to you as well? I'm pretty new, but this is like my 10th stream. Might as well start chatting. Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining the stream, man, and for just being here as part of the community and everything. I hope you do like the live streams. I hope you're learning a little bit, and I promise you, man, if you stick around, you will learn more and more. And I would say to you, Alex, being newer, risk management is the number one thing in trading. You just, no matter how good you are at technical analysis, if your risk to reward ratio is improper, or if you're risking too much, you can win a bunch of trades in a row and lose one and completely wreck your account. So I would say really focus on risk management, but also focus if you're a little bit newer in trading. I don't know if you're new just to the community or newer in trading. I would recommend starting with real money, counterintuitive to a lot of what traders say to use a demo account. I would say start with real money, so real emotions will be involved, but start with an amount where if you lose the entire thing, it's not going to wreck you. Maybe if, like, let's say your rent every month is $2,000, start with, $500, which will hurt. Obviously, it's going to take a big chunk out of your rent money or whatever, you have to do, but it's enough money for you to be emotionally invested a little bit. Right? If you were betting on the NBA finals and you had a $500 bet, you'd probably be a little bit invested in that game a little bit more because you have some money involved. You have more emotions involved. So, and start out slow. If you can't grow 500 into 5,000, then you're not going to be able to grow 5,000 into 50,000 or 50,000 into 500,000 and so on and so on. But welcome in, Alex. Thank you for being here. Raz666, Israel's not a fan of the deal. Yeah, I know that. And I know that, man, Israel just, it seems like they're trying to keep this war going. I don't know, you guys. I'm not educated enough to talk about this, but obviously there's a lot of very, very old, trauma that's in there and everything like that. So we are in a bear flag in BTC. Yeah, I think we are as well in some ways. I don't know if it's going to, proverbial bear flag. So I see what you're saying. You're saying like this is the dump, this is the flag, and then we're going to dump all the way again. I think it more in terms of Elliott waves rather than the bear flag. But yeah, this could be, and even if you're even going to point it from here down, this could be a bear flag. But let's check as far as time goes. So generally, you can pull a trend-based Fibonacci time, and let's just go from the highs to the lows, and we're going to double click there. Now, yeah, you haven't even passed your 382 Fibonacci yet. In a bear flag, you generally don't want your flag to be more than 1.618 times the length of the pole. But if we're looking at it actually just as like this from the start of wave 3, we're passing the 1-to-1 time, and actually you can see right there at the top, that was at your 1-to-1 trend-based fib time. So that actually would make sense if this was a bear flag, that yesterday was the high, and that we could see that big dumpage come into the downside. Now, if it is, another thing you want to look at in bear flags is you want to turn on your volume indicator and you want to see volume decreasing as the flag forms. First off, you want to see volume increasing as the pole forms. We do. And you want to see volume decreasing as the flag forms. We do. So yes, we actually do have some confirmations that this could be a authentic bear flag. Pretty much what bear flags are measuring, guys, let's think in terms of Elliott waves rather than pattern trading. Inside your third wave, you generally see the longest, strongest, most volume-filled move to the downside. Volume increases in the third wave. We're seeing volume increase in the third wave. In a fourth wave corrective move, it's generally some sort of ascending channel like this, and as volume is decreasing, showing that it's a corrective move. And you generally reject between the 382 and the 0.5. So yeah, it looks like we do have some volume confirmation on this move, whether you look at it in terms of Elliott waves or whether you look at it in terms of pattern trading. Let's measure the target of that bear flag. Now we can go with the most conservative one, just looking at this initial drop in here. And looking to come down to, you know, what is that, 53.6? But for me, because we just measured from the highs of the third wave, we can take that, bring that down. Yeah, about 51K. Guys, coming down right now to about 51K would be if that bear flag target plays out. Now, if you really wanted to get aggressive with it, I mean, you could really go from the highs at 82.8 all the way down. And generally, you want to keep that angle here as well because you want that dump to take about as the same length. So we would go like something like this, right? And then you would be seeing maybe in the middle of July, 47K, 48K Bitcoin, which actually, guys, that is not too bad because what do we have at 49K? Very, very key liquidity. Right? So why is that not going? That liquidity in there that for some reason this is not snapping to, but you can see that. Could be a nice little liquidity grab. Now, in my opinion, I'm not going that bearish yet. I think we have one more leg down inside of this impulse to the downside. I think there's one more leg down. Now, if this range continues a bit longer, we might have to change this count from an impulse to a corrective move. But generally, after you finish a larger three-wave zigzag correction, you're looking for an impulse here. And that is still my highest probability. I've been talking about this impulse about 3 weeks before it happened, about a month before it happened. We were talking about this, and you guys can go back in the YouTube channel and see. And yeah, it's been my highest probability for quite some time. All right. Yes, please do hit the like button, guys. If you do get any sort of insight into the market from this live stream, if you guys want to look at some of the altcoins, please hit the like button. Let's see if we can't get the likes up into the hundreds to the triple digit, 100 likes on the video. Stefan Dingus, welcome in, man. Yeah, having a great day. I am having a great day. I hope you are as well. Managed to get in an SFP on Hype at 76.5. I also entered late on ZEC at 500. Let's check. We'll check Hype and ZEC. Actually, I was looking at some of those altcoins earlier today, and man, Arrow, guys, Arrow is one that I'm really looking for a potential big swing short around 56.9. Now, I don't know if we're going to make it up there because we are rejecting the 786 Fibonacci right now, and we are starting to lose our naked weekly point of control. But it would be really nice to get up there in SFP this high into that 0.562 daily level. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's still a fresh daily in there, and that's a daily order block as well. You can see that daily order block. Let's see. Already learned a lot. I've been trading since 2019, only on crypto for a year, been long-term investing since 2019. Okay. Absolutely, Alex. And that's awesome, man. Long from 59.8 and short from 67.2. Dang, man, you're killing it. That's awesome. Killing it. 67.2. So you pretty much caught the top. If you shorted here the other day, you caught the top. Very cool. And then also you're at the bottom too, so you're positioned very, very nicely, Alex. That's really good. Now I hope you've at least taken. By the way, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. But I hope you've at least taken a little bit of profit on that long position. You know, if you were long from down at 59.8, then coming up to this major zone of resistance, you know, your POC, the top of your channel, in this general area is where I would, if I was long from down, you know, 59.8, wow, you caught really, you know, right down in here. Definitely, I would at least be pulling some off the table here. Just like pretty much at the same position you were looking to flip short, you should be also taking some profit on that long position. I went full pull short on ETH from 1770. The whole red P&L almost made me shit my pants, but I closed at 75% at break even today. Still traumatized from it. Man, full port short on ETH at 1770. Dude, that's so... Okay, 1770. Yeah, were you shorting the break down? Or you were expecting this to break back in the volume profile? This is my question. Actually, that volume profile changed. Yeah, the issue is this done yet? So in this move, we did have some sort of contracting diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can zoom in to show you that is a valid contracting diagonal. We looked at that. Did you get this 3-wave corrective move down? And then you would have probably some 1, 2s. You'd have a couple 1, 2s in here. This would be your big third wave. So then a 4, 5, 4. We could expect a couple new local little highs in here. I think on the last chart, yeah, we are rejecting from the 1-to-1, and it was also a naked daily point of control. But we might see some small pullbacks and new highs being made up to about 1893 to 1900. To me, 1900 is the big short level because that's your bigger range that you broke down from. And after a breakdown of that range, you want to see this kind of corrective move overall to backtest that value area low. And if you reject on the bearish backtest, you would expect the move to take out the lows. So yeah, 1900 for me. Let's make sure we have some sort of alert set here. We could be looking for big shorts, you know, up in this general area if we get up there. But right now we're kind of finding resistance at our first purple box. Lil Rich 69, much love, man. It's good to see you. 48K would be amazing. She's coming down. It'll be 10x short. Good luck, everyone. Mark Dutch, much love to you, man. Welcome in, Mark. It's good to see you as always. I hope your traveling is going well. I think you're still in Italy. Yep. Very cool, Mark. And good evening to you. I'm long since 1977, but that's because I'm Dutch and we're very tall. Oh, man, Mark. I love it. All right, let's get back to Bitcoin real quick here. Let's see what's going on very locally with Bitcoin. We can also check the order flow here. Yeah, guys, I mean, we did so super low time frame. This is most likely confirmed to be a 3-wave corrective move up now because we have broken market structure by taking out these higher lows. So in my opinion, it's very, very likely that we at least make a new daily low. But overall, this was a possibility to be a 3-wave corrective move and an impulse up. So I just wanted to at least pull some profit off the table when we came down here. Yeah, starting to see a bit of a dump. I mean, and this is looking, let's look at our volume here. Yeah, volume increasing a bit on this dump to the downside. You can see that volume's kind of increasing here. By the way, ending on a high spike in volume. Let's see if we can't get into some trades, though. That's what I'm looking for, some trades. The Bear Lord has arrived. Machi HK, what is up, man? Yeah, Machi, definitely the Bear Lord of the bear market, but killing it from that. Greetings from the CRC. Vic Surfer, what's up, man? Greetings to you as well. And Yeshwant, much love to you. Thank you for tuning in from India. Okay, let's see. Never stop clicking. Mini, may the crypto gods bless you all. Well, thank you, Tommy. I wanted to check on Near, but I don't think we're going to get that SFP on Near, that local SFP. Yeah. Because we lost it pretty aggressively, and now we're even like back testing it, and it's probably going to continue down here. Let's just see something real quick. Did we hit a flat target? Yeah, we are hitting that flat target zone. So there is still very, very small possibility that this could be some sort of flat in here, but yeah, I don't like it actually. These two lows are the exact same. It's more likely that that is a corrective move. This is going to be a 1, 2, and then we're going to see some more impulsive moves come to the downside. Another one, guys, that we were looking at was Solana. And I have to say, overall, Solana broke out of that channel. Like, Solana did very well. Now, Solana, in some ways, has invalidated this being a corrective move, right? Because you want to reject between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. And if we look at the golden pocket, we hit the golden pocket. So now on Solana, we were initially from our highs at $98, we were looking at some sort of running flat and a 2, a 3. We wanted to see a 4 and then a 5. But because we have come up and hit the golden pocket of your wave 3 corrective move, we now can say that that is invalidated. Actually, we could pull, let's see here. Let me pull it up to this high here, because that could be some sort of flat that ends right in there. There we go. And then let's see if that is more than a 30% dump. If it is, we're going to have to put this on log scale. So that is going to be, yeah, just about. It's right on the edge there, 31%. Let's change this to log scale, and let's see if that, yeah, we've hit the golden pocket, guys. So in some ways, Solana is actually looking a bit bullish here. And what I'll say about that is, well, first of all, we busted through our first resistance zone, flipped it to support, broke out of the channel. No resistance in this area either. But you can see after rejecting from the golden pocket, 3-wave corrective move, if we hold this general area, anchored VWAP and the breakout of the channel, you expect new highs. And in third waves, guys, if you have an ascending channel like this, like a 1, 2, and usually your 3, or if it's a C wave, if it's an ABC, you generally reject from the top and then you roll over. In a third wave, you generally break out of the channel, keep going up to a major resistance, and then your fourth wave corrects to back test that channel, and then your fifth wave obviously takes out the highs of 3. So Solana's looking pretty bullish here. That the fact that we've hit this macro golden pocket, or macro wave 3 golden pocket, and we pretty much made it up to the 1.618. I have to say, breaking out of the channel, holding it now as support, there's a small possibility. And we do know that USDT dominance here has to continue to drop just a little bit, right? If this rolls over and drops down to the backtest that value area high, you know, if it's dumping, that means Solana and the and Bitcoin are going to be pumping. Okay, let's see. If the count is correct, wave 3 will finish around 38.9. Wow, a wave 3 will finish at almost 38.9. Machi, you're going to have to share that chart with me, man. That's a pretty big dump to the downside for a wave 3. at 39.8. So you would be looking at something like maybe a wave 1, a wave 2, and then something like this, 3, 4, 5, maybe finishing the 5th wave at 32K, 34K. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Machi, you'll have to share that with me. Benny Bronco from the Bronx. What is up, my man? Peace to you as well. Okay, let's see here. Let's check our order flow. Where did you go? There we go. Actually, guys, we're seeing bearish CVD divergences today. At least earlier overnight we were. You can see here lower highs on the price action, higher highs on the CVD. That's a bearish CVD divergence, which means you were most likely going to take out this low. We did do that this morning, so those bearish CVDs in some ways already played out. And it's on a decrease in open interest, though, so it's not bearish absorption. It's just bearish CVD divergences. Pretty much what we're seeing, though, is a lot of long positions are starting to close out at resistance, at that major resistance zone. Top of the channel, 1-to-1 to 1.236 target. It's the back test of your pitchfork. In terms of volume profile trading, guys, we have to hold this. If we close our daily candle below 65, let's say 65.3, just to be safe, if we close our daily candle below 65.3, we could be expecting overall a much larger dump to be coming in the coming weeks. Where the minimum target to take, for that dump to go to is to take out your lows at 59K. Yeah, but again, that's a hopium chart. Yeah, I understand that much. HK hopium for your bull lord mind. Yeah, we'll check some of the altcoins. You guys really are not bearish enough. Dylan, I'm not near as bearish as you. I do have to admit that. I wanted to check our local liquidation heat map. Yeah, we still have some liquidity just below the lows from today. So let's see. It's very likely we're going to come grab those lows from earlier today. And the main reason for me, if we zoom in on the lower time frames, let's go to the 15-minute chart. We now know that this was most likely a confirmed corrective move. This move right here was a confirmed corrective move. Rejecting overall from that VWAP, it's likely that we take out today's daily lows. Darren, much love. Darren does things, just getting some coffee. Awesome, man. And let's look at some of the altcoins. So let me scroll up in the chat. I'll check the altcoins from the beginning. Roblox. I was going to check Roblox. Oh, it's starting to pump here. Kind of a nice double bottom. It would have been nicer to grab that liquidity there. This is the sideways range I'd just be watching right now. This sideways range in here. But you're starting to fill this gap. You have a gap in here, so you're starting to kind of fill that. And you're also breaking out of the volume profile here. I would be very careful, though, because you did not take liquidity there, and this is pretty deep for a wave 2. If we're looking at this as a 1, 2, and then you're going to see a 3, 4, 5s coming in, probably breaking this guy, it's less likely. Also, on the move down, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's harder to count a 5 in here. What are you going to say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't. There's overlap between the highs of 1 and the lows of 4 here. maybe some sort of contracting diagonal, but you couldn't do that either because it would be an expanding diagonal. Very, very rare. So overall, this would probably be a 3-wave corrective move. Then you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse down. And then we would look for some sort of flat in here maybe. Let's pull that flat target. Oh, yeah, I would be watching for a rejection soon, $50 to $51. And then you might come down and take out those range lows. Money flow doesn't look bad. Yeah, and if you would have taken out those lows, you would have had some really nice bull divs on the chart with the money flow coming up, but you didn't take it out. Now, locally on NAMI in here, you do have some bull divs and money flows crossing into the green. Wow. This zone in here looks like some sort of accumulation that was occurring. And then you got your expansion phase here and you're retesting. So let's pull the volume profile for this kind of range that we had in here. Yeah, and look at your back testing, your value area high and your POC. So POC is considered fair valued. So this was obviously accumulation in here. You have your expansion phase, you get your sell off up here. And then now we're coming all the way back down. And when it gets down to its fair value of the accumulation, you're seeing buyers step in again. So it actually does make sense that we're seeing some buyers step in here. But is this a short-term buy opportunity before ultimately rolling back over and falling back inside this volume profile? Only thing I don't like about this being a macro low is you kind of have that double bottom in there. And this in here looked a little bit impulsive. We can also pull that 1-to-1 target. And you can see that 1-to-1 to 1.236. We're coming up to that right now as well. So I would really be watching that $51 mark. Right around 51. And then if you look at your volume decreasing overall in this sideways range. Okay, that's just a little bit on Arrow. Yeah, we covered Arrow a little bit. I was hoping that we were going to, on lower time frames, bounce from this naked weekly. By the way, I don't even know if that's fully a fresh naked weekly. I should probably update my levels here. But small rejection, bounce from VWAP, break above it. You hit into the 786, and we are seeing a rejection from that 786. But what I was looking at here is this from these lows. It looks like an unfinished impulse. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. And then we could still get a pullback in a wave 4 before seeing a 5th and final wave to come up here. So the pullback could give us a nice little long opportunity depending on where we hit into there. The reason why I'm looking to take out these highs is because overall this looks like a 3-wave corrective move on higher time frame. So high time frame corrective move, and then this is definitely looking impulsive so far. Look at the massive increases in volume we're seeing. So let's pull from our lows of 3 to the highs of 3. Let's go with our wave 4 targets. $56. Okay, so those are proper. targets there, and looking to like 43 to 41 cents. And to me, that 41 cent to 42 cent area is a really nice support level right in here. Back tested the value area high breakout, and it's your 0.5 Fibonacci, which is a wait for retracement level. So we would want to see on the lower time frames, we would want to see it take similar in time to this or a little bit longer, right? But we would want to see it be like a 3-wave corrective move. So impulse, correction, impulse, overall creating a 3-wave move, and then you would expect to eventually take out these highs and really take out those highs. No bear divs on the 8-hour. Money flows just crossing into the green on NAMI. Now it is on market cipher, excuse me. It is rolling over a little bit on NAMI, which could give you, because NAMI's much quicker, so this could give you your little bit of a pullback that you see down to that 382 or 0.5. But overall, I think that we are going to continue coming up 56.9. Yeah, daily time frames crossed into the green, just crossing into the green on NAMI again. So maybe we get a day or two of a pullback in here before seeing something like that. I'm going to set an alert on that value area high. So we could do value area high long. And I would only take that if we see bull divs as we're coming down there. And then we'd want to see money flow continuing to kind of push up. LTC has broken structure. Let's see. LTC USD. Yeah, I think you're talking on lower time frame. We broke these lows here at 44.8. Yep. I mean, you're right. It is a bearish break in market structure, right? We've got that low here. You finally broken market structure, but it was an SFP of that. Not the cleanest thing. Get rid of this. And let's see if this, it did take the highs. Okay. Very nice SFP right there. If you guys got into that this morning, it was late at night for me. I was sleeping during that, but nice little short opportunity. Okay, so you SFP'd the highs. You broke market structure bearishly. So now we would be looking for that golden pocket rejection for potential continuation. So we can pull that golden pocket. And it looks like we are rejecting from that golden pocket this morning. Man, if you got in at this short right here, could be a nice short. Yeah, and you did go up a little bit past your 1-to-1 and 1.236. But in a corrective move, sometimes in even an expanded correction, you can come up to the 1.618. So just having a little bit of this above it is not too bad. Let's check our lower time frame volume profile. So we would want to pull this range. Pretty much this range is what you're interested in right now. If you're trading this, this is what you're interested in. Yeah, that was also your POC, guys. That was a good reject. That was a good short at 45.6. So if that was the high, then we need to look for from that high, do we count 5 waves down here? No, it looks more like a 3-wave corrective move. Okay. So you have a corrective move down. Could we see a corrective move up as well and pretty much expand this range a little bit more, seeing more of a complex correction in here? We could. I just don't like that move down. This move down right here. How it's 3-wave, not 5-wave. What is this, a 1? This is a flat and a 2. Could you say that's a 3 and then a 4 and then a 5? No, because your 3 would be the shortest wave. And that's a hard rule in L8 waves. You cannot have your 3 be the shortest. So we would have to count this as an A, B, C. Four-hour, you also said, yep, break a market structure on 4-hour. I mean, major value area low here, major POC here, right? That's why we have this box marked out, golden pocket, naked monthly point of control, POC, and the back test of the pitchfork. Man, and you front ran these lows right here at $40. And we talked about this. Look, we have an alert set here. We talked about this low. It's very likely we're going to take out that low. Right? Is this a larger 5-wave move down? 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think your 3 would probably end up taking out this low. Then you get a 4 and then a 5, something like that. So we would look for within the third wave, if this is a 1, 2, or really it would have to be from here, that high, we would be looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you might be done with your third wave, but with it front running that $40 liquidity, it's very rare to me that you're going to front run that liquidity so closely and then not, and then just go up aggressively. Let me check another exchange to see if we took that liquidity. We can check Binance. No, you didn't. So yeah, I would highly suggest that you are going to roll over in the next few days here and come down and take out that low at $40. Here's your major volume profile. Dang, yeah, I would really, okay. But if we do take out that low at $40 and you SFP that low at $40, you could get a decent swing trade from that. Swing long opportunity. You look here, we have lower lows in the price action, potential higher lows in the momentum waves. We had multiple drives of local bull div, and now we're creating more regional bull div here. So taking out that $40 low, guys, I already have an alert set there. That could be a very, very nice long position. Even if this is going to be a larger, man, wave 1, although I do not like the way this looks here. But we would be looking at, a 1, 2, 3, even if you take out that low and just move up to about $55, $56 before seeing another drop. A move from $40 to $56 is still a nice move. A 40% move to the upside. That is a swing position, in my opinion. 40% on spot. If you got in with some good risk management there, that could be a great swing long trade. But right now, more locally, we're looking to come down first, right? We haven't taken out the low yet. So more locally, we're looking to come down. Money flow is starting to leave again on the daily time frame on Market Cipher. NAMI printed the red dot. Momentum waves rolling over on the daily time frame. You didn't have any bull divs at the bottom on NAMI. So yeah, I would definitely be looking, guys, we need to watch for a rotation to the downside here. We can set mark some of our levels of resistance. So we have this daily level and this daily order block right here. You know, that comes down to around 46.88. Okay, no naked weeklies in there. You are rejecting from a naked daily. So it makes sense why we're kind of seeing the pullback where we are. That is a very powerful volume level. Naked daily point of control, 46.2. So this is kind of what Bitcoin is doing now. We had that corrective move. We hit into the top of the channel, and Bitcoin is seeing this pullback right now. LTC saw it a little bit before, pumped up, broke above the channel, back tested it, made new local highs. Now, after the back test of the channel, the breakout, the local back test, you made new local highs. After that, it SFP'd those highs within this range that is forming. So we're forming a range above the breakout of the channel. All of this price action is the range above the breakout of the channel. If we fall back inside of this channel, guys, like, I think this thing could see the big dumpage come in. And like I said, that $46 short from earlier today, after SFPing the highs, you come up, you reject from golden pocket. It's also the point of control of that small range. Man, that would, okay, not on Binance, but on Coinbase, it was. So, yeah, the only thing I don't like is this so far looks 3-wave corrective. Otherwise, this would be a giga short opportunity. But let's just think in terms of market structure, right? Market structure is king. After SFPing the highs, you broke market structure bearishly by taking out these lows. So because you've broken market structure bearishly, you have a greater probability of coming up, making a lower high before putting in a lower low and changing from bullish bias to now a bearish bias. Did we have some bear divs? No bear divs. Yeah, no real bear divs within this move, unfortunately. All right. Sorry guys, I know I took a while there. Let me scroll to the bottom and then we'll look at some other coins here. Sudeep, much love to you. Welcome in. Our Pink, Mark Dutch, Sudeep, thank you guys so much for modding. You guys are awesome. Still a valid short, stop loss just above the highs. Yeah, I mean, oh, you're right. This still could be, so if you're shorting, let's say we're going to short the back test of the VWAP, your stop is going to go above those golden pocket highs. Even targeting the lows there is pretty much a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but this thing could break down a whole lot more, right? So you could target those lows in there. Yeah. It still could be a valid short. You just have to use good risk management. Make sure you're calculating your position size based off your stop loss. Oh, and thank you so much, R Pink. I need to, real quick, guys, I need to cover the partners of the channel. So the main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you'll get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can actually earn up to 40% discounts if you deposit some large amounts into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on the amount of volume you move within the futures markets. So it doesn't have to be Bitcoin either, guys. It can be Bitcoin or the altcoins. Just by trading on the exchange, you can earn extra money. They're also offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. If you deposit $100, you'll get a 50% deposit bonus, which is over double what most exchanges give you off a $100 deposit. They're giving you 20% deposit bonuses up to a $1,000 deposit. And then they're giving you 10% deposit bonuses up to a $20,000 deposit, which is double what most exchanges will do. So if you deposit 20K, you can supercharge your deposit with an extra $2,000. I've also partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community. It is a private community, but it is free to get into. All you need to do is join BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit a minimum deposit of $100 or more. You can deposit more if you want to get some of the bigger bonuses, but the minimum deposit is $100. Once you've done that, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video, and in that Telegram Verify channel, type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, and that'll get you into the Telegram. And guys, when I'm not streaming and when I'm not making videos, we set a lot of alerts during these live streams where I do let you guys know if when we come down or come up to one of those alert levels, I let you guys know if I'm entering the trade or not. I let you guys know what I'm thinking on Bitcoin throughout the day. Earlier today in the Telegram, as we came down and hit our daily lows, I let you guys know, hey, I am taking profit on the short. I shorted the loss of the POC. I shorted the loss of the POC on Monday, and I took some profit as we were coming down to this channel midline and as we were coming down to the value area high back test, right? This was value area low, excuse me, back test to the value area low, channel midline. So, you know, pretty nice little TP1. And the reason why I wanted to TP, because this could have been a 3-wave corrective move. And then we could see moves up, but now we have some more information. It looks like this is now confirmed 3-wave corrective move. So it's more likely that we are going to take out our daily lows, in my opinion. We can also just play this range here. Anyways, sorry guys, I got a little bit off track. If you're interested in joining that Telegram, click the Telegram link, type in /verify your user ID. That'll get you into the Telegram. And once you're in, guys, but we are going to be making some changes relatively soon on the Telegram. You have to be an active trader on BYDFI in order to remain in that Telegram. That is not active yet, but we are thinking about going to that model soon. Second partner of the channel is another non-KYC exchange. It is Blowfin, and Blowfin is offering VIP1 for 30 days. Let me get this over here. Blowfin's offering VIP1 for 30 days. If you deposit just $5, you can get a $10 voucher. And then they have some pretty good initial deposit bonuses. $100 gets you 20, 500 gets you 100, 1,000 gets you 200, 25 gets you 5. And if you deposit $10,000, you can get a $1,000 futures bonus. That is available for you if you'd like. It is a way to support the channel. Using any of these affiliate links is a way to support the channel. It's a way to say thank you. You guys can also just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that as well. I have 2 KYC exchanges, MEXC and Bybit. And then lastly, I have NAMI trading, which is this momentum and money flow indicator you see at the bottom of your screen here. And I use this for confirmations for entering and exiting trades. Like as we're coming up to a key resistance area, I want to see some bear divs on the chart as we're coming up. You can see we were making bear divs coming up into our key resistance area, confirmed bear divs on the chart. And since I've been using NAMI to get into the for confirmations for entering and exiting trades, my profit margins have gone up because it gets me into the trades that are more likely to play out, and it keeps me out of the trades that don't have proper confirmation and are less likely to play out. So if you're interested in purchasing NAMI, I have partnered with NAMI Trading to get you guys 50% off. All you have to do is click the affiliate link in the description, and when you're checking out on the website, type in Divine50 in the discount code promotion box, and you guys can get 50% off that. Okay, let's get back to the charting here. Let me scroll up and see where I left off. All right. I'm looking at the new bearish count. The 82.8K to 59.8K is wave 1, and then we just finished wave 2. So you're thinking of this as a wave 1 here, and this is a wave 2. We did come up to the 382, But Machi, for a wave 2, your most common targets. Now, wave 2s are hard, right? Because a wave 2, the minimum target is that 382. The maximum target is like, well, the 886 technically, as long as you don't take the high. A wave 2 can come up there, but your most common target area is that golden pocket and then 786, right? So I always say golden pocket 786 zone for a wave 2, and then your wave 3 and the 4, 5. So you did come up and you hit the minimum target, but it is less likely. Also, if this is a wave 1, Machi, if this is a wave 1, you have to count 5 waves in here, right? If this is a completed wave 1, you have to count 5 waves. And can we count 5 waves in there? So that is the question. So we would have to zoom in on this dump from 82.8 down to 59.8, and we would have to count a 5-wave structure. And that is what I have problems with, is we cannot really count a 5-wave structure. If you're going to say all of this, maybe this is like some 1, 2s, 1, 2s. Is this your 3rd wave? 4, and then you have an extended 5th wave. Yes, there is a valid count for that. We were out. That's why last Monday I covered that count. So the low could be in. That could all be a completed wave 1. This could be your zigzag correction in a wave 2. And it's just, if, you know, let's pull that Fibonacci from the highs at 82.8 to the lows. If I can get them. Hold on. I know that's not the low. Get rid of that. 73 to 75K would be your kind of primary target. And actually, I want to look at how much of a dump was that. That was very close to 30%. So what I'll do is I'll put this on log scale. It's probably not going to shift it that much. Yeah, it's not going to shift it that much. But you would expect to at least common target would be like that $72,000 to $73,000 area. To me, Machi, I understand what you're saying there. I really do. Because we could say that this is some sort of extended 5th wave. And you do have a valid count there. 1, 2, 3. This was that triangle and a 4 in here, excuse me. Triangle and a 4, and then you had your 5. And I do understand how this 4th wave is getting a bit long in time compared to our wave 2. But in hyper aggressive markets, your wave 2s can be short. We actually saw that on this dump as well. Right? 1 running flat in a wave 2. This is actually really hard as well because this was hard to count that full impulse to the downside. But either way, we're looking for lows, right? Machi, me and you are looking for new lows. Either way, whether our count is a finished 1 and a 2 here or this original count that I was looking at last week, we're looking for new lows. Yes, we'll check XLM as well. Okay. How's France doing in the World Cup? They playing Senegal right now. Always cool to see 2 African countries playing each other. Yeah, the World Cup is going on. We just finished the NBA Finals. We had the UFC Freedom 250 event, which was really cool. Why is ETH not pushing to the downside while BTC is slipping? Well, let's see here. ETH. I mean, it is pushing a little bit. We haven't taken out those original lows from Monday yet. Bitcoin has, but it looks like it's just, I mean, it is still rejecting from your zone, right? Your 1-to-1, your naked daily POC, you're rejecting. But the reason why is because we have a, looks like a value area low there. Where's that guy at? Yeah, that's why, because you have a value area low resting at 1760-ish. So it's just holding it up a little bit. It doesn't mean that it's going to hold it forever, but you do have that value area low. Oh, okay. That's so weird how TradingView does that. So this value area low on the 4-hour chart's at 1900 where it's supposed to be. Let's go to the daily chart. Yeah, it's still 1900. For some reason, when you go, excuse me, when you go to the 1-hour chart, it shifts that value area low. Actually, that's a different, sorry, that's of the 5-year long range. So let me hide this 4-month long range. Now we can see the only volume profile on the chart is going to be that 5-year long range. I believe that's the 5-year range. Yeah, going back to May of 2021. So pretty much 5 years, right? Over 5 years. On the daily time frame and the higher time frames, our value area lows at like 1425. But when you shift onto the 1 hour, it's holding us up a little bit. I don't know why TradingView does that. XLM. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting about XLM. We'll cover it. Okay, well, XLM, we tried to break above the channel. We tried to break into this upper range. You can see this was an upper range in here. We broke down from it. We did bounce from the bottom of our descending channel. And I know this is a messy chart, guys, so I'm sorry about that. But this is our descending channel, right? That we're in right now. We bounced from the bottom of the channel. We formed a bit of some accumulation in here. We saw that expansion, but you can see, where did we reject on that pump? We rejected from your upper range POC, your previous range POC. Okay, after rejecting from the POC, we lost the value area low. We did bounce from a local golden pocket, which you expect some sort of at least reaction there. But look at what's happening. We're coming up to bearishly backtest that value area low, and it's also your channel midline. So if you reject here, you would expect to take out those lows around 18 cents, and you would expect to see this keep moving down here. So that's what we're looking at on the daily time frame. We're in a very important bearish backtest right now of the channel midline and the value area low. Because if you reject, if you see a sell-off once you get to previous fair value, then you lose the undervalued, you backtest it bearishly, you would expect to come down, and you would probably expect to come down back inside this volume profile of this little accumulation zone. So we'll zoom in here. Oh, yeah, and this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 in here, a 5-wave move to the downside. Then you would be looking for a corrective move. Let me move this over. Wow, you didn't take out that low either. Okay, so you have a valid 5-wave move here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this low did not take out this low here. 18.1, that's a double bottom there. So this could be some sort of expanded flat correction, and then you roll over. You would have to call it an expanded flat. If you touch the lows, let's see if we actually touch the lows. 18.1088, 18.1082. Yeah, it's pretty much an exact double bottom. You can see by like what the 100,000ths, it's pretty much an exact double bottom here. So you cannot say this is a 1, 2 because your 2-wave lows cannot take out the origins of 1. So you would have to say that's a flat. You can't say this is a impulse. A 1, oops. 1, 2, 3. You cannot say that. What we would have to then say is that this is some sort of expanded flat, A, B, and then a C wave. And now we could roll over all the way to take out your 18-cent lows. Let's pull our Fibonacci golden pocket from the highs to those lows. Golden pocket. We'll make sure that this is on log scale. Okay. We'll add our 0.5. Yep. 0.5 Fibonacci, guys. That's your equilibrium of this dump. You're rejecting from your 0.5. Man, I really would be very careful here of rolling over on XLM to take out those 18-cent lows. Very, very careful of that. Now, since we did come a little bit back up into this volume profile, we could pull another volume profile combining the two, right? So from here all the way to current price action, that does shift your value area low down to about 20 cents. Ugh, yeah. I don't like it very much. This volume profile's a lot cleaner. And then you saw the clear rejection. You're seeing the bearish back test right now. And then on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, you would have to say, you know, this is some sort of flat in here, and then it's a complex correction, definitely for sure, because even in here is starting to look a little bit flatty. And I know that like you can't just have flats everywhere on the chart, right? Okay, let's entertain this, even though it's very, very, very unlikely. You have 181088. That is this high right here. Okay. And this is 101 or 181082. So technically it's lower by like a few thousandth of a percent. So if we are looking at some sort of impulsive structure, 1, 2, 3, and this would be a flat and a 4. And the only reason I'm even considering an impulse because this looks like a flat up here. And then you would have a 5, maybe coming up to that golden pocket or hitting the value area high or actually hitting the previous range value area low at 23.57. But to me, it's very unlikely. I would say I would prioritize looking for dumps in here, you know, looking for dumps. You did have some bear divs as far as candle bodies go. Okay. But yeah, that's honestly for XLM, I would expect eventually to take out those 18-cent lows. And if that high, the local bearish backtest is done with, you might even see a move down to take out the lows around 13.8. Yeah, actually, that would be pretty nice. And thank you, R Pink, for posting those links in the chat. I appreciate that. Okay, let me scroll to the Johnny. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Render, yes. Yeah, we'll check render right now. Let me see. Mamba TZY crypto. I shorted BTC at 126 to 90. Then long BTC 65 to 82. Shorted 82 to 67. Then I shorted again from 67 to. Wow, man, it seems like you're doing great. You know, those are some really great trades. Okay, render, RNDR. Well, we have our bearish pitchfork. in here. Let me get rid of some of this old stuff. You're breaking out of the bearish pitchfork, and you've been back testing it over the past week or so. That June 5th low, June 10th low, you're back testing the pitchfork. What I would really be paying attention to, though, is, let me hide this pitchfork for a second. The range that after that giant dump, right, it pretty much went to zero, or like a lot of altcoins pretty much went to zero on that October dump, and it kind of reset the market. So this is the range you want to pay attention to. Everything since October. So I'm not including the wick. I'm going right after the wick, and I'm going to our current price action. Let's get rid of this. This has been hit, it looks like. Yeah, and essentially, you can see after taking out the range lows, I'm not including the wick in this, guys, but I understand the wick is a low, but you took out these lows with an SFP. You worked your way back up inside the volume profile, back tested it, held it, back tested it again. Well, you back tested it, held it, rejected POC, held it again, got above POC, flipped it to support, and then you worked your way up to try to break out. You saw a false breakout up here. You fell back inside. You bearishly back tested. Now you're down at value area low. But if you reject this POC here, I would expect to make new local lows still. So let's look at, hold on. I know there we go. Yeah, and it looks like we haven't hit your golden pocket yet or your 786. And we can pull this volume profile over a little bit. Okay, I just want to make sure that wick is not included. Yeah, and on the Coinbase chart, which I like Coinbase volume levels better, you can see we're rejecting the POC of the range. This move up that we've seen so far, actually the whole move down looks corrective. This move down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it is impulsive though, and so we could see something like a 3-wave move where we're still going to make another high, because you can maybe see a move up to golden pocket now at what is that, 207 to 210. Actually, we need to put that on log scale. So 201 to 204, you could watch for a rejection from 201 to 204. So, but that could take another week to play out, right? Another 2 weeks. You bounce from the value area low with a B, and then you get that C wave coming up here after an impulse down, corrective move, and then you see another move down, and this would probably be pretty aggressive. Or even if it's an ABC, you probably would expect to take out your local lows or your range lows. Let me zoom out to the weekly. We'll get a better look at this thing. Yeah, I guess you do have some bull divs on the weekly time frame. Now, even after this wick, you can see here lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. Okay, you can see the bull divs on the weekly time frame. But those bull divs in some ways have already played out with a couple months of a move to the upside. Your money flow on the weekly is starting to roll over now on Market Cipher. You've printed hidden bear divs a couple times on weekly highs, on the weekly, and you're rolling over into the red this week on NAMI as well. So yeah, I would suspect on the weekly time frame, sure, could you see another small move up to golden pocket at 201 to 204. Yes, but more likely, it's more likely to me that we're at least going to drop down towards these lows. You might not take them out of, you might bounce from the 786 first, which is going to be, well, I think that was at the time. Yeah, that was your value area low at the time, or your POC. So we've got to readjust that. Obviously, that's shifted. Let's look at some, oops, what am I doing? Naked monthly points of controls and naked weekly points of controls. Okay, this naked weekly coming in 134.5. Okay, I guess that is the naked monthly. Okay, sorry guys, I was confused there. And you rejected from your value area high in a naked monthly point of control up here. Let's go to the 1 hour chart and look at naked dailies. The only relevant naked daily I see is this guy down here, which is probably going to be close to your golden pocket. Yeah, actually, golden pocket value area low is nice. So at 162 to 160, 162.8 to 161.6, this is local support because remember, we could be seeing that three-wave corrective move up to 201 to 204. So if you do, and we have broken market structure bullishly by taking out these lower highs right here. Broken market, actually, it's a flip. Right now, it looks like a flip. If we look at kind of these highs, you have that support resistance flip coming in, right? Resistance, resistance, now support, support. But it looks like what I would at least suggest is that we're going to come down to this golden pocket. But since we've broken market structure bullishly, we could look for a long from that golden pocket. And even just to bring it up to take out these highs into your POC at 187.8. So what I'll do is I'll set an alert on this golden pocket. And if we do get that long opportunity, if we have some bull divs as we're coming down there, we could look for a long just to take out the highs at 187 and possibly bring that up to 201 to 204. Okay, yeah. So, but overall on higher time frames, overall on render, our weekly money flow was coming out. You can see the bear divs. First of all, locally, we're likely to move down. Higher highs here, lower highs here, money flow, lower highs, bear divs. Actually, that's, sorry, only local bear divs in here between all of this. Let's see if our 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour bear divs, 4 hour bear divs. Money flows crossing, about to cross into the red on NAMI. And on the weekly time frame, it looks like it looks like you're going to see another move down towards at least the bottom of the range, the value area low. Did I short near? No, I did not short near, but I did take some profits on a long on near. Wow. Wow. Okay. Near did get that SFP kind of. The flat. Earlier today in the live stream, right as we were starting the live stream, I was looking at a flat in here to come bounce from here and then start to reclaim that high. Dang it. Because I was going to, if we pierce below this low and then reclaimed it, I was looking for long. I completely missed that because we were streaming. I've been paying attention to that all morning too, guys. Shoot. And literally coming up to your take profit right now, well, at least to take profit one. But near did reject from that second purple box I gave to you guys on Saturday. Right from the golden pocket and from the 1.236 Fibonacci. First, we hit into it on Monday, and then you SFP'd it, today, actually. You got to watch for a rejection at 238. If you reject 238, you are going to make new lows. We can get rid of this one. Oops. What I will say about near is it came up to the golden pocket. It hit the golden pocket, so we can no longer be saying, well, actually, yes, we can, because we ended our fifth wave here. We could say this is a 1, 2 coming up to golden pocket, and then you could see a big dump in a 3, 4, 5 coming in here. And remember, on near protocol, on the higher time frame, so let me clean this up just a little bit, because on near protocol, higher time frames, wave 1, you had your running flat here in a wave 2, wave 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is the larger time frame count. And then within the third wave, you can see we have 5 valid waves within there. Okay, after your fifth wave ends, and by the way, that ended at 308, which was a weekly level and your previous range value area high. You can see this previous range value area high in a weekly. If I go onto the Coinbase chart, I had that marked out way ahead of time. Previous range value area high, your weekly level. You rejected absolutely perfect from 308. By the way, I took profit at that exact high from a long from way down below. But now we're coming up and we're rejecting from your lower high golden pocket at 254 to 256, right? And it was your ABC target. So after seeing an impulse to the downside, right here, impulse to the downside, you broke market structure bearishly on the daily time frame by taking out the lows at, your first lows here at 235. Sorry, 221. And then you even broke these lows here at $2. So you've broken market structure bearishly. Now we're looking to see if this is a 3-wave corrective move. And that 3-wave corrective move in a wave 2 comes generally to the golden pocket and to your 1-to-1 and 1.236. We're rejecting perfectly from the 1.236 inside of the golden pocket. Okay, so now we could be looking for, you might consolidate in here for a bit, but we're looking for a dump down. 1, 2, 3, or even an ABC, right? A, B comes up to golden pocket, and then you're looking for a C, and we can actually pull that trend-based Fibonacci extinction to check what that is. $150 to 133, and 133 looks really good to me. It's your previous range point of control, and it's your more macro golden pocket. Now, why are we looking at this golden pocket, guys? Because after an impulse finishes, wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, 5. After an impulse finishes, even in a more macro bullish structure, impulse finishes, you get a correction down to your macro golden pocket, and then you could make another move to make another new high above 308. So in the real bearish scenario, we're looking for, or in a local bearish scenario, but more bullish, long-term bullish, impulse finished here, you're looking for an A, B, C to make a higher low, and then this thing could rocket, right? But you're looking for that ABC to be between the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. Well, the 1.236 has your macro golden pocket there, which is a common pullback after an impulse finishes, and it's your previous range point of control in there. Between 138 and 133 is looking super, super fire for a potential swing long opportunity. Let's look and see if we have any naked weeklies in there. Actually, we don't. And we'll check naked monthlies as well. No. You also have a naked daily point of control right at your 1-to-1. That's going to be important because now we have two macro support levels with confluence. Biggest support level, obviously at like 133. 150 is going to be a big one though too. And we even have a naked daily at our smaller golden pocket at 176-ish. 174.5, and then you can see a naked daily here as well. This zone, then this zone, and then this zone. I know this chart's messy, guys. I'm sorry. So yeah, rejecting from a macro golden pocket, you can see we came right up to it. 256, your 1.236. This zone was a major zone for rejection. And now that we have broken hourly market structure bearishly by taking out the lows at 234, we have to watch for this being a 5-wave move, right? Let's go zoom into the 15-minute chart. So from the highs, could we say this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Now we could see a move up to golden pocket before seeing. So unfortunately, I was looking for long. I completely missed that because we were streaming. You have taken out these highs now. As long as you maintain above those highs, you don't close any of that short trade or that long trade out. But you could be seeing a move up to the POC at 239.1 where your VWAP is going to be. You could reject from that area, or you could come up a little bit higher, probably to your golden pocket. And I like that too because you have that internal liquidity resting right into that golden pocket. So what is that at 245 to 246? I'm going to actually set an alert at that high SFP. So I will look for a short there. And then also I would potentially look for a short at the POC of the range. So POC short. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, ES today has been nice. Let's see. Mark, are you trading the ES regularly? Wow. Look at that gap. Yeah, and it's bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork band on Wednesday, June 10th. Geez, it's recovered. It Yeah, it made new all-time highs on Monday. Interesting. So how would we look at this from this low here on June 10th? What are you going to say? This is a 1 2 1 2. All of this is your 3. So maybe you're going to get a 4 5 4 5 and finally come up to this purple box. Yeah, I would say that it's probably likely we continue up more. I mean, the stock market in general, you see big pullbacks followed by big pumps, big pullback, big pump, S&P. And the biggest thing though, I would say is you broke your pitchfork band bullishly and then you just back tested it on the dump that we saw last week. You held it as support now. So because you're holding it as support, you expected to take out the highs, which we just did. And now that we've taken out those highs, it's just this impulse doesn't look like it's quite done with yet. Yeah, I know there's no overlap between these highs and these lows here, but it just doesn't look like this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an extended fifth. To me, it's far more likely that we're in a double 1, 2 impulse that is not complete. So, in other words, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is some sort of complex flat correction in here. And then you have this being the 3, and we're in a fourth wave corrective move right now. So let's pull that wave 4 target from the lows of 3 to the highs of 3. 75.41 to about 7,500 or 7,507. What I like about this 75.41 is, look at, you have some liquidity right before that gap there. And actually, that's kind of where the gap starts. Is that 75.41? The other thing we could do is pull our 1-to-1 trend-based Fibonacci extinction in here. Oop. Wow. Okay, you're pretty much hitting the 1.618. That's not a good sign. Well, actually, it's not that bad yet, because you could be seeing this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's an A wave, and then you get that B, and then you get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a C wave. Overall, giving you a bigger zigzag, right? Because that's what an ABC is: impulse, correction, impulse. So, yeah, that seems still valid. 2% a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. Yeah, why is ETH not taking rejection when BTC slips to the downside? Well, I would just say that it's holding up. It looks like it's that volume profile, even though I know that when you zoom out, it's not there. But there's some sort of volume support in here. All right, let's just look at this real quick. You can see you're rejecting between your 1-to-1 and your 1.236. You really don't want to see this. Yeah, I mean, you could make a new low. You could see a 3-wave corrective move, and then this could still keep coming up. But if you break this low down here, it's very, very likely that this is a finished corrective move, and now you're about to take out that low. Oh, Arrow's breaking out. Yeah, we checked, Baby Genius, we checked Arrow earlier. But I thought it was dumping. Okay, it's starting to reclaim that naked weekly POC. I said it earlier in the stream. I think Arrow's going up to 56.9, 0.5692 ish, that daily level at least, because we're looking at an impulse here. 1, 2, all of this is a 3, and the 3 still could be going. Actually, guys, the 3 could go all the way up to there. Then you could get a larger pullback in a 4 before seeing a 5 to take out the highs at 63 cents. So yeah, and the fact of the matter is this move down looked like a corrective move down. Impulse, correction, impulse. But you made a higher low. Overall, a 3-wave zigzag to the downside, and we know that because we've broken this high. We know that since we've broken this lower high here, that this was most likely a finished 3-wave corrective move. So in my opinion, not financial advice, I think that we are going to break the highs that we put in on May 11th. I will set an alert actually on those highs because we might just get an SFP of those highs. But in my opinion, we're at least going to come up and break those highs at 55 cents. More likely that we're going to come up to that daily. Like even if we get the SFP, it's probably going to SFP into the daily and then reject. By the way, look at, we were looking for the short at this box. Like we called this before it happened on the stream. We probably made this around April, the last mid to late April, but it was our 1.618 and a daily level. And you can see we hit right into that 1.618. Got a higher low. Let's look at this on the daily. Oh, I was going to check hype as well. Daily's just crossing into the green on NAMI on money flow. And really kind of on market cipher as well. But it could give us some really nice bear dibs on the daily. See how this looks very corrective now, guys? We have to be careful because this could be a bigger zigzag correction in here, though. A larger WXY before ultimately rolling over. Yeah, but if we're including all of this upper price action in here, man, Arrow could honestly almost maybe make it up to $1.06. Your value area high and your monthly level up there. Because we're bouncing from value area low. After seeing a 3-wave corrective move down to value area low, you're bouncing. You've reclaimed your POC. You could actually see a move up to 106. I'm not saying today or anytime soon, but and you even have pretty much equal all-time highs on this thing. Look at that, semi-equal all-time highs at 237. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. That is so nice. We really could make it up to 106-ish, 106, 110. This box of resistance could be a killer short, even if it's gonna reject at like 102 to 110, let's say. Oops. But if we make it up there, you know, we would have to look at some sort of impulsive structure. So we probably get some sort of correction in here, some accumulation over the bear market, right? Impulse all the way up here. Even if you reject that, I mean, I think you would at least reject it, but even if you come back down and backtest kind of these prior range highs, and then it continues, that could still be a really good short right there. So I'll definitely be watching that monthly level at 106 within that golden pocket and your value area high. Thank you, baby genius. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Much love to you. I forgot to mention trend base fib level was hit on ETH recently at 1834 from the lows. Yeah, we hit that. Okay, wait. From lows to 1720 to 1602. From the lows to 1720 to 1602. Yep, I've got that on the chart. 1830 on Coinbase. It might be just a couple dollars different on your exchange, but yeah, you hit that one-to-one trend-based Fibonacci extinction, which is an ABC correction target. Also, look at this. As you're moving up in this corrective move, volume's decreasing. But you could still continue up for a few more days up to about 1900, because 1900, in my opinion, is the better resistance. And why is that? Because it's the backtest of the value area low of this 4-month long range. Right there. 1893 to 1900. So yes, you did have a naked daily point of control here as well as our one-to-one, but I like the 1900 better. So yeah, I would like to see us move up to 1900 where I have alerts set for shorts, guys. I caught up on double time. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Actually, I got to get going, guys, but first I want to check hype real quick here, and then we'll check Bitcoin hype USD. It looks like Coinbase has got their stuff taken care of now, guys. Their whatever was going on in their exchange. Wow. Okay, so we had that golden pot. First of all, we talked about the long around that $54 zone. We wicked a little bit past it. We didn't quite hit 52 or our golden pocket. That's a shame. You can see here we're in this sideways range, and we were looking at two possibilities, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then a dump. You know, and that in that case, we were looking to kind of reject. We were kind of looking at a double left shoulder, and we wanted to see a double right shoulder where we come up to this golden pocket value area high and reject, and then move down. We didn't see that. We busted straight through it. And that was really Sunday, Monday. You know, so Sunday night and Monday, we busted straight through the golden pocket, which was at the value area high, 67.5. No real reaction. Let me hide this for a second. And if we look at our volume profile, we're breaking out of the value area high today. We did just SFP the range highs. Guys, be careful here. We had pretty much a double top. Remember that from last week? We had a double top here. We just SFP'd the double top. And now we're starting to lose the VWAP here. So hype really could take a bit of a dookie here if we really... let's see, 1, 2, 3. Maybe even one more local high. You have 4-hour bear divs. 8-hour. Money flow looks really good. Daily looks pretty good. What I will say, yeah, and actually this even looks a little bit corrective in here. But you do have 1 hour bear divs and under on, you have 4 hour and under bear divs on NAMI. But this doesn't look like a completed impulse yet. This looks like it could be a wave 1, wave 2, 3, and now we would need a pullback for a bit, and then one more high coming in. I'm going to pull that Fibonacci wave 4 target. Ooh, those are very ugly highs as well. Those are poor highs up there. Look at no wicks on the candles up there. Those look like ugly highs. So to come down between $69 and $67, guys, that would be and with your value area high right in the middle there at 68, 68.2-ish, I would personally be looking for something like a move down into this area before seeing a move up to take out the ugly highs. Okay, so NAMI is quicker than Market Cipher. Look at this. As we're correcting down today, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Look at this. Bull divs are forming. Now on NAMI, it's the or on Market Cipher, it's the exact opposite, and money flow looks bad. But we could see, yeah, if we start to reclaim this VWAP right now and then bounce, we could see a move up to golden pocket. Actually, let's look at a possible trade there. Yeah, and I like where that liquidity is at there. Liquidity and liquidity. So if we come down and flip VWAP to support, we could look for a long from the VWAP. Stop would go below the local lows, and we would be targeting that golden pocket. 2.7. That is a decent risk to reward ratio. It's not the best. It's a decent one. And overall, remember, we're looking for potentially something like that. What can I say? Hype is looking decent. I'm going to set an alert around these highs at 74.96 into the golden pocket for a potential scalp short. Because if we get that SFP into the golden pocket, we could take out today's lows. And we could potentially come down to $69 to $68. I'm not going to take the long, especially because we're already above VWAP. If we back tested, I might, but that's, yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, Bitcoin's just bouncing around, trying to backtest this value area low. As long as we hold above 65.3, 65.4, we have potential to make new highs. And look at this is looking like a three-wave move. We bounced directly from that one-to-one. So yes, there is the potential that Bitcoin could make new highs. Remember, we need USDT dominance to make another low. And in order for USDT dominance to make another low, Bitcoin has to pump. On USDT dominance, we're rejecting from the channel midline and your 0.5. If we come down to the bottom of the channel again, that is your value area high back test. And that would mean if this is going to dump here, three-wave move, and then we're going to dump to make new lows, that would mean that Bitcoin at the same time saw a three-wave move down to backtest value area low, and it's going to make new highs. So let's keep an eye out for that, guys. But we do have confluence with the USDT charts. But guys, I do got to get going. Appreciate y'all so much. Please do hit the like button on your way out. Please subscribe to the channel. Remember, if you want to join the Telegram, all you have to do is join BYDFI using my affiliate link in the description. Deposit a minimum deposit of $100 or more. Once you've done that, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video, type in /verify, and then your user ID, and it will get you into the Telegram. And Jesus Save 77, I just saw you, man. Much love to you, and God bless. I will see you guys on Thursday in the video tomorrow. Much love, guys.